Hi everybody, this is Judy at Judy in the Kitchen. Today we're talking about garlic and the different types of garlic that are available to you in the grocery store and little bits of information about each type in case you're not familiar with them. Hopefully this will help you out. We know that garlic can be found in many different varieties, forms in the grocery store. It can be fresh bulbs like I've got right here. It can be jarred, minced garlic, dried granulated garlic like I've got right here, dried garlic powder. You can even find it pickled and fermented. Each form does have its own applications, and so I've got a little bit of information about each of those. Fresh garlic bulbs, again, like I've got right here, that would be the entire head of garlic as it is grown, and each bulb, which is that whole unit, contains segments called cloves that are all encased in thin papery skins that can easily be separated from the bulb. One bulb like this can have anywhere from 8 to 20 cloves in it depending upon the type of garlic that it is. There are many different types of garlic, but there are two basic types. One would be a soft neck and the other is a hard neck variety of garlic. The soft neck variety is what you're going to find most commonly in most grocery stores. They do not have a center stalk. Now you can see that this one does clearly have a center stalk to it. Now those that do not have that are the soft neck variety, and they'll have generally anywhere from 10 to 20 cloves in them. This one is considered to be a hard neck variety, and you see that stiff center stalk in there, and it's kind of woody on the inside, that center stalk, and that type will typically have anywhere from 8 to 12 cloves of garlic in a bulb. The hard neck varieties of garlic are considered to be a little bit more of a delicacy than the soft neck type. Doesn't mean it's any better. As far as I'm concerned, garlic is garlic. Fresh garlic is suitable for roasting. You can pound it into a paste. You can chop it or mince it into fine pieces. You can crush it with a garlic press, and you can include it in just about any dish you want that you want to have a little garlic flavor in there. Now you can also find jarred garlic. It's usually in the produce department, and it might be sold minced or even whole cloves packaged in the jars. It might be preserved in water or oil. I think it's usually preserved in water. And it might have salt or other seasonings in there as well to impart some other flavors. Maybe the salt is even there to help preserve it a little bit. Most, if not all, jars of garlic have been pasteurized, and that's a heat process that kills off any unwanted pathogens that might be in the food. And that's an important process when you're canning or jarring something, just to help to make sure it's food safe. And that does help to preserve the contents of the jar and makes it safe for those who eat it. The caveat here is that it will not have the same potent flavor as your fresh garlic will have. It's going to be much more mild in flavor, and it just will not impart a strong garlic flavor to food as your fresh garlic would. And that might be an advantage for you depending upon who you are, your taste preferences, and what food you're cooking with. So bear that in mind. The jarred will not have as strong a flavor as the fresh. That might be a pro for you, something that you want depending upon what you're doing. Jarred garlic can be a time saver for you, because if you're short on time and you don't want to take the time to peel and cut or mince or whatever your fresh garlic, use the jarred garlic. If you want a stronger flavor, you can try adding a little more of it, but it'll probably never have the same strong flavor that fresh garlic would. Now you can also buy dried, granulated, or minced garlic. This is labeled as granulated garlic, but the consistency of it here is very fine. I would consider that more of a powder, although a powder would be a little bit finer than that. But we'll stick right now with dried, granulated, or minced garlic. And that's simply garlic that has been preserved by being dried, and it's ground up, and it's often packaged in a plastic jar like this one is. It does have a coarse texture similar to cornmeal. This is, again, a little bit finer than that one. And you'll easily find this in the spice aisle of most grocery stores. I won't say all because you never know, but most grocery stores. And using the dried garlic is great because it helps to save time in your food preparation, and it should be kept as a staple in your pantry in case you don't have enough fresh garlic on hand and you don't have time to go to the store and you've got to make something. Use your dried garlic that you have. The dried garlic can be added to dry rub mixtures, vegetable seasoning mixtures as well, and it's commonly added to stir fries and salad dressings, soups, stews, and sauces. And the advantage of using dried, granulated, or minced garlic is the fact that it will distribute well in foods and add a garlic flavor without adding any moisture to the food or having someone bite into a big chunk of garlic and going, ooh, what's this, So if you like garlic, that's no problem. But if you don't like the strong flavor of garlic, but yet you want a little bit in there, the dried, granulated garlic is a good option. And then there's dried garlic powder, which again, this is almost there, almost fine enough to be called powder, but not quite. It, again, is made from dried garlic cloves that have been ground into a very fine powder. It can add a strong garlic flavor to any dish or recipe, depending upon how much you use. A lot of times it's sprinkled on popcorn. You can put it into scrambled eggs or add it to meats or any other dish where you want a garlic flavor in there. It's just a very easy alternative to use. And then we have fermented garlic, and it's been used in traditional medicine around the world since eons ago. Hippocrates, an ancient Greek physician, used garlic as medicine. It was also used medicinally by ancient Egyptians, Babylonians, Romans, and Chinese. So fermented garlic is a great way to preserve the garlic, especially if you grew it and you have a lot on hand, you're not sure what to do with it. You could ferment some, and that's one way of preserving it. Fermented garlic is also known as black garlic, and it's made from fresh that has been fermented. The fermentation actually turns garlic to a dark color and reduces the intense flavor that it would have in the raw state. So fermented garlic has been described as being sweet with a chewy, jelly-like texture. So if you are interested in preserving your garlic and you don't want a strong flavor in there, you don't mind that soft chewiness that you can get and slight sweetness, try fermenting it sometime. It might be good for you. And there is some information that I saw on webmd.com regarding black garlic, and according to several studies that they cited, there are numerous functions in the body that black garlic can meet, including serving as an antioxidant, an anti-allergen, an anti-diabetic compound, an anti-inflammatory agent, and an anti-carcinogenic agent, meaning it's warding off cancer. Good to remember. Hey, you might want to try black garlic sometime just for something different. I do hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions or comments below. Bye for now.